Well, the Panama Canal is, I mean, it's exactly what you'd figure it would be. It's more, I think it's more symbolic than anything else, truly.
Okay, looking at the Panama Canal just overall, it's 73 miles from my waypoint, which is 5 miles to the north of Cristobal, to another point 7 miles to the south of Balboa.
So most of it is just self-created anxieties and sort of symbolism of saying, oh my God, this is one of the major canals, if not the major canal of the world, with maybe the Suez. But in the end, it's not really that. You overplan it. Paperwork's done, and then when it's over, you're just tired because you've been up all the time getting through there, and then that's it.
How we doing, pilot? 4 cables to the anchorage position, sir.
Thank you. You'll be in trouble, pilot, if you anchor downwind of an old smelly fishing vessel. Oh, she's good. Let go! Short stay forward. Canadian ship going through has to procure an agent. He does our arrangements for us to make everything paperwork-wise okay for the canal. We'll come on, sign over, approve, what our weight is, etc. through our documentation. And then we have to wait for our turn again to actually get into the locks. So a pilot will be assigned to us to take us into the locks.
Good. Looks like you counted that once or twice before. No stranger to money.
The entrance into the canal, that was fairly interesting. You always have your preconceived ideas of what to expect. You examine the charts and read the books, and you look at exactly what you're getting the ship into. And it's always comforting when you receive a pilot on board who seems to be knowledgeable, one that talks and understands what a Navy ship is about. We did have quite a character as a pilot. We had more salty dips passed during the 12-hour transit than I think I've ever seen before.
If you look at the topography and the geography of Panama and the way it connects with Central and South America and the way it's laid out on a map, the sun actually rises in the Pacific Ocean in Panama first in the morning and sets in the extreme western part of Panama in the Atlantic. So it rises in the Pacific and sets in the Atlantic. It's quite a bar bet when you get
So proud when I got command of this. These are the largest ships we have in our Navy, and it feels so big and it's powerful. Until you pull beside one of these and you realize how small you really are.
I've made 1,491 transits. This is 1,493.
Well, you'll be pleased to know that you're right now riding the ship with probably the most sophisticated propulsion plant in the world. I mean, it really is. It's the American Navy's looking at adopting it, and it's a totally automated system. So it works a treat. It's designed by CAE Electronics now. They're the ones who build all the simulators, and so all the Boeing and Airbus simulators and everything they build. So the whole system is fully automated, and it's proving to be really quite good.
Been here since January 6th. Well, in Halifax since January 6th. I don't remember Victoria. I've been away for so long, so it's gonna be good to get back. So, and plus I'm duty first night in too, so that's a pleasure. Welcome home.
Okay, all stops.
Stop both.
Stop both. Slow as third port. Slow as third port.
All engines stop, please.
Stop both.
Stop both. Stop both.
Number one, slightly wide. Just go on top of the can. Go on top. One side,
Yeah, he's still got my stern, does he? It's in just slightly on the...
Two center, brake a little. Okay, number two's brake together now. Hold her in the middle. One's hold. That's it.
We're here. Whenever you bring a ship like this close to anything like this, it feels good when you don't touch it. So
Yes.
I had no doubts, though.
Well, if you'll notice on the wall, there are marks on the wall.
That's right. Cement patches.
This is my last day being an East Coaster, because when I get through this canal, I'm a Western. I'll be in the Pacific Ocean. It's going to be my first, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
He's from New Brunswick, I'm from Nova Scotia.
So it'll be the first time through the canal.
Right on. East Coasters, going west.
So going through the locks themselves, it was an interesting process. It's well organized, and it would only took the first couple to feel quite comfortable with the way the pilot was handling the ship. And as we made the transition into dark about halfway through the canal, again, it brought a whole new aspect of driving through an inland lake in the tropics. I heard many of the ship's company saying it looked more like a Disneyland ride than anything else, because the canal walls are all lit by lighting and red and green and whatnot, so it actually looked quite spectacular. So I think that was a good way of doing it and seeing both. But here we are out in the Pacific now. You can tell by the larger period of the swell as the ship moves just a little slower here than we would in the Atlantic, because the swell in the Pacific is known for its long period. So we're here, and I thought today would be a good opportunity to let the sailors jump in the water too. So I think at Secure this afternoon we'll stop the ship and we'll run ourselves a little swim-ex, as we call it in the Navy, and let everybody who wants to jump in and feel the Pacific Ocean.
Go for a swim. Only 120 miles off the coast?
This is just great. We got all the Die-Hard chickens are even out today. I'm one of them. I'm in charge of the Die-Hard chicken team, and I'm just about to do a 9.5 gainer here.
There's a little boy in every sailor, no matter how old you get. I don't think you'd be in the Navy otherwise. And because the ship's company is so young, they perpetuate that too. People talk young, they think young, they're active, they want to do things. It's impossible to get old in the Navy. I'm sure of that. And the little boy comes out in you all the time.
It's a funny feeling swimming with a couple of miles of salt water under you, and one of the guys standing by with a rifle in case of sharks. At any rate, it's the Pacific, and they're getting closer to home.